Hello, I'm Granville Emerson, and welcome to Lidline Sports with my co-host, Seattle sports enthusiast Renault Bean, affectionately known as Pepe. What up, bro?
Hey, what be up?
We are all the way live on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Hey now.
Live, all the way live. Y'all forget about your troubles from your 9 to 5 and just stay with us for the next hour as we'll be talking sports. All that's went down over the last week or so in the sports world. We'll start it off talking about Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball. His game is talking louder than his daddy's mouth right now.
Hey, that's a good thing.
It is. We'll talk about Ball on the court, his shoe game, and the Las Vegas version of the NBA Summer League that he's been lighting up.
Mm-hmm.
We'll also talk NBA rules changes,
Yes,
signings, and of course rumors. We'll review what went down at this year's ESPY Awards, and of course we'll talk some NFL
Peyton Manning.
as we sigh and then exhale while waiting for the actual season to start. Right now, brothers are jonesing, waiting on that Hall of Fame game.
Yes. Hurry up, please. Oh my God.
And you know you'll only watch about what? The first quarter?
It doesn't matter.
But at least it's some football, right?
Right. Please.
That Hall of Fame game says football season is here. We'll also recap what happened during Major League Baseball's All Star Week. All that and more on today's Lidline Sports. Pep, the Houston Rockets went up for sale today.
Yes, they sure did.
Is somebody from Seattle going to try to buy the Rockets?
Oh, I don't think so. The Rockets are not moving here.
Why not?
Why not? Why would they? They're not. I mean, they're strong down there. They're not moving here.
Well, doesn't it depend on who buys them?
I guess, but I don't think the NBA is going to do that. Let that happen again. The Rockets have a viable arena, so that was the main issue is Seattle did not and still does not have a viable sports arena for basketball.
Okay, so no Houston Rockets coming to Seattle then.
Don't count on that.
Okay, well, I'm in agreement with you on that one. I mean, first of all, they wouldn't let us move the Sacramento Kings to Seattle.
Right.
Well, that was under David Stern, though. The league is getting a lot of pressure to get a team back in Seattle by people inside the league that enjoyed coming to Seattle.
Right.
Elston Turner, assistant coach of the Sacramento Kings, tells me all the time about how he keeps hearing folks are actually upset that there's no team in Seattle because they enjoyed coming here. They come here and buy stuff, and like they go to farmers market and buy salmon and have it shipped back.
Right.
So they can't just come and pick out their own fresh salmon. You know what I mean?
Right.
And man, it's the little things. You know, folks get used to stuff. They're like, man, and they're mad about it, man. They're like,
Well,
man, I can't.
it's been 9 years. 9 years since the Sonics left. Can you believe that?
Yeah, and the folks in the NBA want them back. They want to be able to get that free trip to Seattle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Folks generally are not just like trying to come vacation in Seattle. That's really not the hot.
But right now it's on
destination.
Seattle. It's squarely on the shoulders of Seattle, the city. Get this situation with where they're going to have the arena, get that done, get a team. I mean, it's a catch-22. The NBA says you can't get a team unless you get an arena, and Seattle says, well, we're not trying to get a team until, I mean, we don't have an arena, but we want a team. So it's crazy.
The present valuation on the Houston Rockets franchise is $1.6 billion. So
Yes.
how cost effective that would even be moving to Seattle is to be determined. We've been talking over the past few weeks about the Williams tennis family. Venus, fresh off the no fault in the car accident, which eventually cost the man his life.
Yes.
She managed to make it all the way to the women's singles championship at Wimbledon.
Right. And fizzled out, unfortunately.
Yeah, she was emotionally drained, could be physically drained as well. I mean,
Right.
I watched I caught it like right at the end of the first set, and she battled like she only lost the first set 7-5, but then she got smoked.
Yeah,
6-0.
love. Yes,
6-love, as they say in tennis. Yeah.
Right.
She got smoked, and so she was very, very gracious in lauding and throwing applause towards her opponent, Garbine Muguruza.
Say that 3 times fast.
Garbine Muguruza.
No, don't do it.
is the only women's player to defeat both Venus and Serena.
Yeah.
In a Grand Slam match.
That's awesome for her.
It is, and it also tells you how great the Williams sisters are.
Absolutely.
That no player has beat both of them in a Grand Slam.
Right.
Do you know what a Grand Slam is?
Yeah.
In tennis.
Wimbledon, French Open, Australian Open, whatever. That stuff.
I was getting ready to give you props for knocking out all 4 till you went whatever. For those of you who don't know, the Grand Slam or majors.
Well, the U.S. Open would be the last one.
There you go, bro. Give me a pound. Just give me a pound right there.
Yeah, because it was in in New York when I was living back there. So.
Yeah, because you lived in Jersey where they hosted
Right.
New York, the U.S. Open.
Right.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, it's the major tennis tournaments. As Pepe so eloquently stated, the Australian Open, which happens in January, the French Open in May, Wimbledon covers June and July, and the U.S. Open, which is coming up next month,
Right.
Covers August and September. Winning all 4 is called a Grand Slam. Then if you win some this year and some next year, what's that called?
I don't know. What's it called?
A non-calendar Grand Slam.
Oh, okay.
Then if you win all 4 of them over your career, what's that called?
A career Grand
Yeah,
Slam.
boy. Yeah, boy. Then if you win all of them and you have a Grand Slam,
Right.
what do you do to get a Golden Grand Slam?
4 times? Twice? I don't know.
You win a gold at the Olympic Games.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Hello.
That's a Golden Grand Slam.
Yeah. I didn't know I was getting put to class.
Well, Pep, I got to come in here and keep it interesting and keep you on your toes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's why I give you this this title as a sports enthusiast, because you know all this stuff, man. You know what I mean? I had to look it up to act like I'm an expert over here. Speaking of getting slammed, Mayweather and McGregor.
Yes.
That fight is becoming a bigger joke than 911.
Right. August 26th, coming up fast.
Yeah, you remember that Public Enemy joint 911?
Do I?
Get down. 911's a joke in your town. Get down. Mayweather and McGregor is a joke, and it's going down next month in Las Vegas town. Because, man, I don't know. Now, they're saying that McGregor got knocked out by a sparring partner.
Well, was he wearing that suit?
I don't know, man, but they have been, promoting this fight. They went to 4 cities: London, New York, Vegas, and Los Angeles. Did you see any of the promos?
I posted one of them on Facebook, the one where McGregor led a expletive-filled rant on stage, dissing Mr. Mayweather repeatedly, dancing, showing off a nice tight-fitting suit, playing to the crowd. He's a good showman. I'll give him that.
This mess, folks, is a sham. McGregor had the audacity to say that he went 4-0 during the promos.
Nice.
He's 4-0 in press conferences. That's some crazy mess right there. And then you got knocked out by your sparring partner, man. If you all pay for that fight, can you please send me some money too? Because you're just throwing away money, man.
Man, I haven't paid for a fight since the 90s.
I'm trying to tell you, it was the 90s. It was De La Hoya Trinidad. Right. I will not do it. You're listening to Lidline Sports with Granville, Emerson, and Renault Pepe Bean. We're live today on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Yeah.
If you are lovers of great community radio, tune in to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. They've got great shows on that station. My main man, Sergio, if you love soulful music, listen to Sergio's Love Lines on radio.world. Yeah. It's like the quiet storm. Giving him a little shout out today. The Major League All Star week is over, and the Yankees' Aaron Judge did not disappoint in the home run derby.
Sweet.
He had to hit 22 home runs, or more than 22 home runs, in the first round to beat the Marlins' Justin Bieber.
Right. He had, 47 total, I think.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
47. I know he won the event by hitting 11 home runs to beat the Twins' Miguel Sano.
Right.
During the course of the Derby, this dude hit almost 4 miles worth of home runs.
That's crazy.
Including 4 of over 400 feet.
Yeah. Well, that's the reason why they had
500 feet.
That was the purpose. That was the thing. His specialty is them long ball, and he proved it. Showed it off.
I told you him being in that event was like having LeBron in the slam dunk contest.
Yeah.
The league's best player participating. Last year's Derby champ, Marlins Giancarlo Stanton, lost in the first round 17-16 to Gary Sanchez, who your dude said that he shouldn't be in the event.
Yeah, that dude. Logan Morrison said that. What you saying now?
All these home runs in Major League, is the ball juice, Pap? You're a baseball aficionado?
Aficionado. I like the game. I followed the game since I was young, yes.
Is the ball juiced?
Well, they've been saying that for years.
But this year they're on a record pace, and they're shattering the home run record.
They might be. Yeah.
The pitchers are complaining that it's juiced.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So the league says that it's not, that the ball, covers all the metrics, and that there's no scientific proof that
no tampering
can say that that it was, juiced or being tampered with or whatever. The actual All-Star game was, I don't know. I didn't watch. I guarantee you, I'm asleep by the third inning if I'm watching that All-Star game.
Well, I admittedly have not been watching the All-Star game in years, but I did sit down to watch this one. I think I watched through the 5th or 6th inning. It was 1-1, and then I got on the phone, talked to some folks, and then I came back to it. It was the top of the 10th, and I was like, 1-1, top 10? I'm out. I turned it off. Next thing I know, I hear that Robinson Cano wins the game with a home run. Probably right after I turned the TV off.
Hey, that's why I say that you are an aficionado, that you actually watched 6 innings of a 1-1 game.
I did.
You kidding me?
But I'm kind of questioning my aficionado-ness because I'd say 80% of those players, I had no idea who those guys were.
Yeah, well,
that's embarrassing for me.
Cano was named the game MVP.
Duh.
To make that even more impressive, he hit the home run off of Wade Davis, and Wade Davis has only given up 4 home runs in 4 years.
Well, that is impressive.
216 regular season appearances.
Yeah, and you know what? Cano carried it over to the next series against the White Sox, and hit a couple of game winners there, game tie, game winner. So he's rolling.
And what did the Mariners do?
They swept the White Sox. Yeah, they did.
What? And you know what, Pat?
What?
They are 2.5 games out of first place.
Yeah, no, not first place.
First place.
No. The Astros are way up now. The Astros are like...
Oh, they're 2.5 games out of the wild card?
Yes.
Okay, well, whatever.
Calm down. Easy.
They're only 2.5 games out of the wild card then.
But, again,
and there's 2 wild card spots.
Yeah, and I checked the standings on Friday, and they were 6 teams ahead of them. So, folks, when you're looking at the standings at this time of the year, you can't look at games back. You have to look at how many teams you have to climb over in order to get to the spot. So you figure that a few of those teams are going to cool off, but you got to hope that you get hot, and other teams knock each other off to cancel some teams out, and so you can move up. And the chance of that is improbable, but not impossible. So I'm not going to say that they can't do it or won't do it, but it's going to be hard to do.
As Richard Pryor would say, we will see. We will see.
We will see.
We will see.
Yes, sir.
Enough of that baseball talk, though.
Go Yankees.
The 2017 ESPYs were hosted by Peyton Manning this year.
Yes.
I thought he did a good job.
He's a funny guy. I mean, he's been on Saturday Night Live a couple of times, and the guy really has some good comedic skill.
Yeah, his timing is good. His timing is good. I give him that. The talk after the show was about Peyton's line that U.S. gymnastics team was so dominant that Kevin Durant told him that he wanted to play for them next year.
And his face was classic. He was feeling that shade.
Durant greeted the joke with a stone-faced blank stare.
He was not happy.
Well, post-show debate was about whether or not Durant was actually in on the joke.
Right. But, it was funny because, he said, he commented to Russell Westbrook. Yeah, whatever. I can't remember what he said exactly. But he alluded to Russell Westbrook. And that made the whole thing super funny.
Yeah, but it looked to me like they were both in on it. His deadpan was like too deadpan. He had like no emotion. Like
right.
If he would have heard that for the first time, he'd have been like, "Oh, you tripping? You putting me on blast like that?"
Yeah, good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he had to have known something. But I just love how people just ran with it. I mean,
oh man,
they were talking about it for like 3 straight days.
Well, the memes were rolling.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
Every other meme was that.
Oh yeah.
On the timeline.
Yeah, and people are upset with Peyton Manning about it. I'm like, are you serious?
Life.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Life.
You
Please.
have no life.
That's what that's for. It's for to play around, have fun, enjoy yourself, joke on each other.
Exactly. He just roasted him. That's what the ESPYs are for. They do that to everybody. And it's actually endearing if they pick you out to do that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That must mean you were doing something that year.
Right.
You know what I mean? And had an impact on sports. So, yeah, it was good. The Golden State Warriors rightfully won Team of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Got to give it to them for signing the number 2 or the second best player in the league to get it done.
Right.
I mean, coming off a record-breaking 73-win season.
Right.
I mean, don't you think people downplay that? Like, people actually are mad at LeBron for not winning and saying he's a bum because he couldn't beat the stacked Golden State Warriors.
It's insane.
Right?
Yeah, it's insane.
You take the number 2 player in any sport and put him on the team that had the best record, they're going to win. So let me give you a good example of that.
Please.
When they took Deion Sanders, when Deion Sanders left San Francisco,
right,
they won a Super Bowl.
Right.
Then he went to Dallas,
yep,
won Super Bowl very next year.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
It's almost the same thing because they beat each other in the playoffs.
That's right.
Right? So that's how it goes now. Right? You can't take a really good team and put like the second best player in the league on that team and then expect somebody with the best player in the league to beat that team.
Right.
It's a team game.
It is.
So
and LeBron was, again, he was phenomenal in the series. I mean, he was like, they were outmatched, but he was like, he was the if it wasn't for KD, he was the MVP even in a losing cause.
True, as they say, true that. Accepting the award for the Golden State Warriors was Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Zaza Pachulia.
Zaza Gabor?
Zaza Pachulia.
Oh.
At first I didn't understand why Zaza, of all people, was up there with those two, right? I mean, why Durant was up there. He was the MVP, and Steph was
the face of the Warriors.
Face of the Warriors, but of all the other people, why not Andre Iguodala? But Zaza? So I was trying to figure out, like, why is, it's because Zaza arguably made one of the biggest contributions when he stepped on Kawhi Leonard's ankle and basically ended the series versus the Spurs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and all Spurs fans right now are throwing something at us. Or at you for saying that.
Hey, I just call them like I see them, folks. You know good and well, that was a dirty play.
It was.
And
No question.
you know good and well that they were about to win that game and possibly the series.
Hey, San Antonio with a healthy Kawhi would have been a problem.
They were a problem that night.
Yeah.
All right. Even if they would have took them longer into the series,
Right.
they would have had less rest.
Yeah.
So that was critical.
It was.
It was critical. And so, I mean, Zaza, you did your thing.
Come on with the ESPYs.
It was a good show, but to me, a crime happened at the ESPYs, Pep.
Uh-oh, what was that?
Mississippi State's Morgan Itty Bitty Williams
Right.
was robbed of Play of the Year.
Yeah, that was, yeah. I don't disagree with you. It was some play. I think a lot had to do with the fact that they lost the next game. I mean, it has nothing to do with that particular play, but sometimes people, you know, they tend to forget. You know, y'all must have forgot, Roy Jones. Anyway, they tend to forget what have you done for me lately. They lost the game, the championship game, so, you know, that probably didn't come into their minds thinking, you know, that play was going to be the play of the year. But it was something else. It was. I don't, you know, I'm not disparaging you. It's my favorite word.
Let me state my case. She made the winning shot to beat a team that had won 111 straight games.
Exactly.
Now, you know me, Pep, I'm not big on women's basketball, right?
Right.
I'm just not. So I'm not big on the Storm winning championships.
Right.
Okay. But in any league where one team has won 111 games,
Yeah.
and everybody is predicting that team to win 112,
Right.
right?
Right.
And to win another championship,
Yeah, easily.
and you upset them by hitting a shot at the buzzer to win the game,
Yes.
that is the play of the year,
It is in my book.
right? That is the play of the year. I mean, if a guy would have done that, it would go down in basketball folklore.
They'd still be playing it.
Right.
ESPN would still have it on a promo.
In perpetuity.
Yeah.
That means forever.
Right.
Right?
Thank you.
Right? And so, and what really got me, Pep, was nobody was even talking about it. I never saw it on the internet unless I posted it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, after that, it was done.
It was a done deal. And I feel bad for Itty Bitty because she was so phenomenal during the whole playoff. Did you know that game was rated higher? It had higher TV ratings than the NBA.
No, I did not know that.
It had higher ratings. Get this. It had higher ratings than the Spurs and the Thunder and the marquee game of the night, Golden State and the Houston Rockets.
Wow. That's saying something.
That's a strong NBA lineup right there.
Yeah, it is.
And it had higher ratings. All right?
Wow.
That's how big the game was.
Yeah.
So it's a big game. And then you made the argument, well, they lost the next game. Well, Aaron Rodgers won the award for a 35-yard pass to Jared Cook
Right.
to win the game, but didn't they lose too?
They sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went and lost
They
to
did.
Atlanta.
Good point. Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So not about losing the next game.
Yeah, I agree. That
It's about sexism.
I go with that. I go with the ladies' Mississippi State victory. That shot definitely was the play of the year.
Yeah, definitely. Itty Bitty, you got my vote. And also, she is such a great young lady. She is on the SEC All Academic team.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
I love to hear that.
ain't that something? Get yours, Morgan Itty Bitty Williams.
Itty bitty.
You know what you did, girl.
Yes.
For reals. On the red carpet, Richard Sherman was asked about what we talked about last week.
Do they listen?
Maybe he did. I don't know. Rich, did you listen to us last week when we were talking about how y'all need to strike to get more money so you could have contracts comparable to the NBA.
Right.
So he made that statement, and that set off a firestorm.
Well, yeah. He sets off firestorms quite often.
Yeah, but he's right to say it. I was amazed at some of the players that I've heard since he made the statement saying, well, that's not going to happen. They made too much money nowadays. The guys that are making all the money, they're not going to
want to give it up?
Want to give it? No, they're not going to miss it if they strike. But it's the players that are making the NFL minimum.
Right.
And the guys who have lesser contracts that will be forced to go play to be able to pay their bills.
Yes.
And so
So they're going to be called scabs and whatever else.
Yeah, but it's just like we said last week, Pep. They have until 2021.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, the CBA is 2021.
They need to start now setting up a fund.
Right.
For those players.
Absolutely.
Right? Setting up a fund and also setting up a plan.
Plan of action.
How they're going to distribute funds.
Right.
And to what player, at what level, and how much money.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
And they all need to chip into it on a scale.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's the way you get it done, NFL. And go ahead and strike and stick together and force them to raise the level on that NFL plantation, that level of pay. You're listening to Lidline Sports with Renault, Pepe Bean. I'm Granville, Emerson. We'll be right back after this. We're talking Lonzo Ball in the NBA. Stay with us.
Time for a Rainier Avenue Radio News Update. I'm Daniel Bellis. King County Proposition 1, also known as Access for All, appeared on ballots mailed out this week. If approved, a sales tax of 1/10 will be decided by the county's unelected arts organization.
Hey, I'm Granville Emerson along with Renault, Pepe Bean. Welcome back to Lidline Sports, live today on Rainier Avenue Radio. World. We're talking a little NFL. We're going to get to Lonzo Ball and the NBA, but before we go there, the Carolina Panthers have fired their GM, Dave Gettleman. Owner Jerry Richardson said the timing wasn't ideal, but it needed to happen.
Man.
Gettleman cut DB Josh Norman right before the season started last year, and the Panthers went 6-10 coming off their Super Bowl year.
Right.
You know, the funny thing about this whole thing is he got fired, but then former Panther players went in on him. They started posting on Twitter laughing at the fact that he got fired.
No, that's terrible.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Because it's obvious that he's done some dudes wrong.
Yeah.
And so they were like not having Jerry Gettleman. Gettleman had posted a good record with the Panthers, but along with doing well in your job, you got to treat people right.
That's true.
And obviously, he did not treat people right. So I don't know what the Panthers are going to do now without a GM. They're kind of like the Cleveland Cavaliers, who fired their GM as well.
So if you don't win the title, GMs, watch out.
Yeah, right. So the Panthers are arguably one of the top teams in the league. But still, yeah.
Yeah, they had a bad year. They had a Super Bowl layover. Hangover, I should say. Layover.
So Steve Smith tweeted about the firing.
Is he coming back?
No. He said, "It's okay, Dave. I know how you feel." Josh Norman tweeted the eyes and the confused. I was like, "What happened?"
Right. Yeah.
And what's his name? What's the guy's name that played for for your team last year, running back that came from the Panthers?
D'Angelo Williams.
Yeah, D'Angelo Williams said, and I quote, "I want to publicly say at Panthers is off my list of teams." I won't play for. Off my list of teams, I won't play for during the firing, due to the firing of that snake.
Oh, so he can go back then.
Let me do this right. Quote, I want to publicly say at Panthers is off my list of teams I won't play for due to the firing of that snake, Dave Gettleman.
Nice.
All right, D'Angelo, tell us how you really feel.
Yeah. Don't hold back, bro.
Don't hold back. The Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliot, something wrong with that dude. The NFL Network had listed this dude as a top running back. We talked about that before.
Yeah, they had him, what, number 7 overall?
Number 7 in the league, and ahead of your dude. I still don't get that one. Le'Veon Bell, who is the best running back in the league.
He got franchised today, too.
Did he? Okay. That's all contract stuff.
Yes.
Elliot is possibly facing league suspension for his involvement in a domestic violence case, and was said to have broken a friend's nose in a bar fight the other night. I don't know what's up with him. I mean,
is he the next one to fight Mayweather after McGregor?
I don't know, but he has a history of being an idiot. I mean, from visiting Uncle Ike's when he came here to play the Seahawks.
Yes.
Uncle Ike's is a weed shop, y'all.
Yeah. 23rd and Union.
And then pulling a woman's bra down during the St. Patrick's Parade to expose her nipples.
Okay. Was this in New Orleans? No.
Wherever it was. I think it was in Boston at the St. Patrick's Day Parade. The domestic violence investigation and now this. I mean, what's up with these scofflaw Cowboys?
Scofflaw. I haven't heard that word since Seinfeld. Nice.
I mean, hey, that's the dude they do. They scoff at the law.
Yeah.
Scofflaw. So I don't know what's up with them, man. They've had several dudes with off-field incidents this summer. Jerry Jones, he just really just kind of gets those type.
Well,
of
you've
dudes
seen the
or something.
memes on Facebook. A lineup of guys in orange jumpsuits, handcuffed, and then with the caption "Cowboys training camp begins." Oh.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's the Dallas Cowboys. There are so many Cowboy fans out there. So many delusional people.
Oh.
I don't know. I know what is funny though. I sent you that. We're talking about memes. I sent you that meme of the New England Patriots. The meme was of Belichick and Brady, and it said the New England Patriots more dirty titles than an adult film store.
Ouch. They still have those, by the way?
They still do. Even though you can go to the internet and get what you want. Some folks still like to walk in the store.
Yeah, I guess.
And browse around.
Okay.
On to the NBA. We're talking Lonzo Ball.
Balling.
The country's talking Lonzo Ball.
Mm-hmm. Hey, they even got video of his dad making breakfast.
Yeah, the kid can flat out play.
Yeah.
Wait till he gets his grown man game on. He is really going to be something. I watched the game, the semifinal between the Dallas Mavericks. They were undefeated at the time, and it was a matchup between Dennis Smith Jr. and Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I love Dennis Smith Jr. I mean, I had him posted on the profile pic of Lidline Sports for a long time.
Right, and I have said that the Knicks made a mistake by passing on him.
They sure did. He can flat out play. So they went head to head. Dennis Smith posted 21 points in the first half, though, because Lonzo left midway through the third quarter with a calf injury.
Right.
At that point, at the halfway point, Dennis Smith Jr. had 14 points, a rebound, and 3 assists, and Ball had 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 10 assists.
Yeah, he can pass.
He has a gift.
Right.
And for those people who don't think that he can play, you don't understand the game of basketball. He has had an impact on the NBA like no other player that I've seen. There has been no other play. They have broken, Pat. They broke television viewing records with the NBA Summer League. More people watched the NBA Summer League than at any time in the NBA Summer League history. More people attended the NBA Summer League than at any time in NBA history.
That's amazing.
Lonzo Ball is at the same level of popularity with the Lakers that Kobe had in his final year.
Wow. Now that's saying something right there.
His social media popularity is at the same level of Kobe. The 60-point final game, Kobe, in his final year.
Wow.
So you're either watching him because you think he's good, or you're watching him hoping he fails.
Right. I was just about to say that. Hoping he failed would be a lot of those. You know. But, hey, I knew the Lakers knew what they were doing when they were positioning for him. And LeVar Ball, like I said, he knew what he was doing when he was positioning. If you don't believe LeVar Ball was positioning his son to play for the Lakers, you weren't paying attention.
Yeah, well, he positioned. He said he wasn't going to play for anybody else but the Lakers. So he knew what he was doing. I love the fact that I was watching one of the Summer League games, and they were interviewing Magic Johnson. And Magic Johnson said that he told LeVar that, hey, Lonzo's a pro now. You have to step back a little bit, and let your boy shine.
Yeah.
And so
good. I like that.
It seems like LeVar has been doing that. He's not been as out there and as vocal as he has been. Matter of fact, I hadn't seen anything from him in a while, other than today, where I read that he was talking about Lonzo does not need to have his shot tinkered with. And so those of you who haven't seen him, he kind of shoots the ball from his left shoulder going right.
Yes.
So it's kind of unorthodox.
Yes, that should have been fixed years ago. You know, but so right now to tinker with it, I don't think you should. I think it would be a mistake to try to mess with it now. Just let it go as is.
I mean, you do know another Laker who had an unorthodox shot that nobody tinkered with that was pretty good. Smooth as silk,
Jamal Wilkes, yeah, slingshot.
Yeah.
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 Definitely.
So
that was probably one of the ugliest shots you'd ever want to see, ever.
I have been watching the kid play since we played them 2 years ago down in Palm Springs.
Right.
And I have followed him close, or as close as I can, being in Seattle since then. Like every game he's been on TV, I've tried to watch, record, and follow him. I thought that he started off the Summer League. He had a lot of pressure on him. His dad put a lot of pressure on him.
Sure did.
He came on along slowly, 2 for 15 the first game, 1 for 11 from the three-point line. And then he began to pick it up. And he said that he switched shoes and put on Kobe's Mambas because he wanted to have the Mamba mentality.
Okay.
And went out and scored 36 points, had 8 rebounds, and dished out 11 assists.
Hey, whatever works. If that works for you, go ahead.
Hey,
I ain't mad at you.
So what he's been doing, I don't know if it's, well, I would imagine that his dad is orchestrating it. He has been switching shoes. He's worn 4 different shoes besides his Big Baller brand shoes in the Summer League.
Well, he can do that. He doesn't have a shoe deal, so he can do that.
Absolutely. He's worn Kobe's, Nikes, Harden's Adidas, Curry's Under Armours, and a pair of Jordans in the last game that he played against Dallas. I posted a meme today that I found on the internet. It was hilarious. It had him wearing a pair of Timbs on the court.
Well, if he was with the Knicks, that would be apt. Or Brooklyn.
You trying to get a shoe contract from anybody.
Yeah.
But let me tell you this, Pep. I believe that if his dad plays this whole thing right,
Mm-hmm.
it will be sure genius. Because there's been no dude that's coming to the league already with his own brand,
Right.
okay, and his own shoe. So now, like I posted that, he's got leverage to me. Okay, people saying he don't have no leverage. You know, they told him that they weren't going to sign him. Nah, I told you earlier that the dude is responsible for the NBA setting television and in-game attendance records.
That's right.
Right? And so pretty soon the shoe companies are going to be under pressure to sign him.
Yeah, they have to.
And so
they want their shoes to be seen.
And so what he's doing is wearing everybody's shoe, saying, "Come at me."
Right.
Right?
Which is smart.
Right? And if you want to come at me, no, I don't want you to design no shoe for me. I want you to take my Big Baller brand shoe and distribute my shoe.
Right.
You can make improvements to my shoe, okay,
Yeah.
if you want to, but you distribute the shoe. And this is the beauty of what LeVar Ball did in setting the price at $450 for the shoe.
Right.
When the shoe company comes in and they distribute the shoe, then the production cost of the shoe will go down.
Yes.
Therefore, the cost of the shoe will go down.
Right.
So even if he sells the shoe for $250 a shoe, they're winning,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he's established a distribution channel for the Big Baller brand.
Yes.
Now, my question is LeVar going to hold out for that?
Ooh.
Or will he cave in to the immediate money from the shoe company saying, no, we don't want the Big Baller brand, but we'll give you this big shoe contract. This shoe contract is bigger than anybody's shoe contract. And will he cave into that? So
Does Lonzo have an agent?
He does have an agent.
Isn't that his job?
That is his job. But I'm pretty sure his dad's going to have some say in it. I mean, it's his company.
Right.
Right?
But if you're paying your agent,
I don't know if you are paying your agent, but you have to take the advice of your agent.
well, absolutely.
And so my thing is, agents represent you to entities, the NBA, corporations, whatever.
Right.
And they come up with deals for you. But it's still your job to say yes or no to the deal.
Well, yeah, you're the boss.
Right. And so
I mean, the agent works for you.
right. And so I'm wondering if LeVar, if they offer him an amount of money up front to do away with the Big Baller brand,
Mm-hmm.
where he gets this money up front
Right.
rather than wait
And
to
then
see.
they develop their own
Yeah.
for Lonzo.
Yeah.
I got
and
you.
then it's the Lonzo Ball Nike shoe.
Right.
Right? It's their own shoe like, everybody else got a shoe, or the Lonzo Ball Adidas shoe, or whatever. But it's not the Big Baller brand. Like the Jordan brand shoe,
Yeah.
it's not the Big Baller brand shoe,
Right.
right? Well, Nike developed the Jordan brand for Jordan.
Right. Offset of Nike.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was internal. This will be an external partnership.
Mm-hmm.
And so waiting to see if that all happens and how that all goes down. I'm very interested.
That is interesting.
I'm very interested to see that and see how it all plays out. And it's all predicated on Lonzo Ball and his impact on the league, and based upon, I thought it was very smart for them to shut him down and not play in the championship game, the Summer League championship game against the Portland Trailblazers, because he hurt his calf in the semifinals.
Yes.
And so now he's going in to next season with all this hype, all this excitement.
Yeah.
Not really hype.
Right.
All this excitement about what he did in the summer and what he's going to do as the league starts.
Yes.
And so he's got, to me, he can't be positioned any better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And yeah, that was the plan all along.
Yeah, and it's worked out. Because,
Worked out perfect.
like I said all along, I've been saying this,
Yes, you have.
the dude is a once in every 10, 15-year player,
Right.
right? He is so, I don't have a word to use right now, but let me put it this way. With him in the game, they had a 26-point lead against the Dallas Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
When he left the game midway through the third quarter, the Mavericks cut the lead to 4 and barely lost. That's the impact he has on the game.
Right.
That's how he makes people better. He gives you the ball in the right place at the right time. People that don't know basketball, they don't understand how important that is.
It's very
When you can
mental.
catch the ball in rhythm and shoot. When you can catch the ball in the shooting pocket and shoot. When you can catch a bounce pass and just go up and dunk it, rather than somebody throwing you a chest pass where you got to bring it down and then bring it back up. It just helps you to score. He makes plays that make dudes score.
Yes.
And he gives them the right pass at the right time. And that's why he's so exciting to watch. That's why he's bringing fans to the game and eyeballs to the TV set.
Right.
Right? And so that's not going to change. It's not going to do anything but get better. Once his outside shooting gets better, he's really going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, because remember when Irvin Magic Johnson came in the league, he couldn't shoot a lick.
They're basically the same dude. He's just a few inches short.
Right.
And Magic had a little funny looking 3-point shot too.
Yes, a little push shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he turned himself into a good 3-point shooter.
But he worked on that thing, and you could not leave him alone.
Yeah.
You know, towards the middle of his career, it was, if he was open, he was hitting it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm saying that this dude, the sky is the limit for this dude, and whew, I'm just waiting to see what happens, man. Just waiting to see what happens. The other dudes that I liked during the summer league, they're on my own name team too. Sindarius Thornwell
Right.
out of South Carolina. Look for him next season, and also look for Caleb Swanigan.
Swanigan, yes.
Out of Purdue. Two big dudes. Both of them big dudes. And so look for them to have an impact on the NBA season next year. There'll be rule changes next season, Pap.
What are they?
Each team will have 2 extra roster spots, and players will be allowed to go back and forth between the NBA and the Gatorade League. Gatorade League players can play 45 games in the NBA at league salary.
Nice.
And then go back down to D-League and make that D-League money.
G League.
Oh, G-League money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
Yes, I do.
Thanks for that correction. I really appreciate
that.
The G League now has 26 teams. That's up from 22. So
right, 4
teams.
new teams. I think it's Milwaukee Herd, Iowa, something. I can't remember who they are. I don't remember the other 2. I know the Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks got a team they bought and put in a team, and then I think Charlotte bought a team. And then the Wizards team is going to be next year.
Okay.
So it's going to be 27.
They're eventually trying to get every team to have a team.
Right.
And so therefore they.
Well, yeah, it's just like baseball's minor league system.
Yeah, absolutely.
Baseball has teams all over.
I listened to the Lakers' Rob Pelinka, the general manager, talk about how their D-League team, how they're trying to work it like the minor leagues, and actually they're going to run the same system that the Lakers run, and they want to draft players and put players in their G-League team that kind of mirror what they're doing on the Lakers side. Timeouts are reduced 4 per game.
Good.
Teams only get 2 in the last 3 minutes.
Good.
There'll be no more full 90-second timeouts and 20-second timeouts. All teams will have 75-second timeouts.
Okay.
It's the funny part. The 20-second timeout used to last 60 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, it was forever.
That's stupid. There's a violation if the player goes outside the three-point line during free throws. So he's got to stay inside that circle.
Okay. All right.
Halftime is a maximum of 15 minutes. Clock starts immediately at the end of the second quarter. If you don't get back on the court in 15 minutes, you're going to be receiving a delay of game technical.
Whoa. All right.
NBA signings. Rondo signed 1 year with the New Orleans Pelicans. Like it?
I like Rondo. I like his game. However, he seems to have been a cancer everywhere he's gone since he left Boston, Dallas, Chicago, Sacramento. And the Pelicans already have a guy that's, questionable, and that's DeMarcus Cousins, whose talent isn't questioned, is his head. So now you got 2 head cases. So I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, well, one's a head case on the floor, and the other one's a head case off the floor. Off the floor, DeMarcus Cousins is a really, really, really good dude. I don't know what happens to him on the floor.
Right.
But off the court, man,
and as talented a big man as there is in the NBA right now, for sure.
He is a really good dude, and so I hope he gets together on the court. The Lakers signed Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Yes.
From Detroit. I love that.
Yeah, I was surprised to read that. Hey, good move.
4-year player. Pope averaged 13, 3, and 2 with Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
He's a long, lengthy guard, a great defensive player, so that helps Lonzo Ball out.
Definitely.
They're already projecting that's their backcourt, Lonzo Ball and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Right.
And he's going to be able to guard the top point guards in the league and let Lonzo.
Yeah, good move.
Because Lonzo cannot guard anybody else. His lateral movement is, ooh.
Couldn't guard a bank with an M16.
Ooh, he gets blown by a lot. He's going to have to work on that. He's going to have to hire a trainer to work on his lateral movement. They're also interested in Rodney Stuckey.
Okay.
So they're trying to work something out.
Local kid. We love him.
Yeah. I saw Stuckey play in high school with Kentwood. He played against Franklin High School. My nephew played on the 2003 Franklin High School state championship team with Aaron Brooks.
Right.
And I watched him play at the Tacoma Dome. Daryl Taylor. Give a shout out to my nephew, the homie.
All right.
Taylor. Melo to the Rockets.
Yeah, that's the hot one right now. We'll see. It seems to be always a team that comes up and snags somebody. There's always a team that gets talked about, and then next thing you know, another team steps in and swoops him up. So we'll see. Even if he goes there, I'm not excited. I'm not a Melo guy. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really care for his game too much. I think he stops flow offensively. I mean, he's definitely talented, but I don't think he's a team talented guy.
Yeah, but like I said before, Melo to a new team gives him a fresh start. And if he goes to the Rockets, he'll be the third wheel. He'll know he'll be the third wheel. So if that's what he wants to do, then he's going to have to get in where he fit in.
Right.
And so, hey, I don't know. What's going down in the town?
Well, the WNBA All Star game is here Saturday, the 22nd. So that should be pretty exciting for those that love women's basketball.
At Key Arena. I believe it's 12:30 p.m. at Key Arena. Sue Bird will be making her 8th All-Star appearance at the NBA All-Star game. Get out, folks, in Seattle, and go see some professional basketball on the ladies' side.
Yes, sir.
On behalf of Renault Pepe Bean, I'm Granville Emerson. Thank you to Rainier Avenue Radio, broadcasting live today all over the world. Thank you for listening to Lidline Sports. You can listen to Lidline Sports on RainierAvenueRadio.world and on Facebook, YouTube, and find us on Twitter at Lidline Sports. Join us again next week for more great sports talk. I think we made it through this one. No coughing episodes from the Pepster.
No. Y'all don't know last week. Ooh. That was something else.
Yeah, it was. Lidline Sports. Sports as we see it from just below our lids. Yes. All right, y'all. We'll holler.
Time for a Rainer